Hello folks, and thanks for watching True Stories with me, Sherry Weens. It's TGIS. Thank goodness it's Sherry. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you're a new subscriber, my name is Sherry. Nice to meet ya. If you're a returning subscriber, how are you doing, lovely? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a really important story that's touched my heart recently, and it's in regards to Kiely Rodni. So if you have been following that case, listen, you got to check out the rest of what I figured out here. And some of my own guessing as to what could have happened, since there are so many people that are withholding footage that was clearly taken at the party. Now, Kiely Rodni was a 16-year-old wonderful girl. She went to school. Kiely Rodni was born in Truckee in Nevada County, California. She was doing really well in school. She was planning to be a medical student, and she was a musician. She decided on August 5th, the evening of August 5th, Kiely and her friends decided to go to a party that they knew was happening in the local area at the Boca Reservoir near Lake Prosser. Kiely Rodni grew up in that area, and so she was very familiar with the off-road area and the woods and the fields and things like that. The party ended up being a lot bigger than what was anticipated, and there was a lot of older people that normally didn't attend these kinds of high school parties. It was a senior party, but somehow word spread to many other people that were a lot older, and hundreds of people ended up showing up to the party. Now, it was spoken about through a few friends that had noticed Kiely's interactions. Her friend Magdalene Larson and Sammy Smith both sort of hung out with her that night, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. However, a lot of those older people that showed up were men, and they were pressing or pushing all kinds of illicit activities onto the partygoers. And I believe that there was probably some malicious intent that was happening there. And these people that were pressing these illicit activities probably knew that they were trying to hurt someone. Now, there's been a lot of talk about lack of footage, but there's been a photo that's been spreading across social media of the exact party and the hundreds of people that were there in droves, and all of them had their phones out. There was all kinds of little clicks going on. There was cars spinning going on. There was music. There was all kinds of people everywhere. And around 11 o'clock was when it was noticed by party goers that Kiely Rodni was either very intoxicated or severely under the influence of something not natural. And here's where my thoughts come into this, because Sammy Smith says in one of her interviews that she drank literally everything that Kiely Rodni drank, because I had originally thought when I first heard about this case that maybe somebody put something in her drink, right? I mean, that's happened to me. I know that it's happened to a lot of you. It's not a fun experience. It's pretty traumatic. I don't want to get like a violation for YouTube guidelines, so I don't want to say too much, but there are people that have done that, right? They put things in people's drinks and stuff. But when Sammy Smith said that she literally drank everything that Kiely drank because they shared all their drinks, I thought, okay, it wasn't the drink then. And when I then heard about the illicit activities that were going around, they were trying to push the onto. So I think this is where I think something went wrong. And you guys, we've all like taken a whole bunch of different things at parties and stuff. Like, it's not super crazy that she would be at a party and decide to try something. She perhaps, I believe, may have even smoked in the past. And so this is where I think something went wrong, because these guys were surrounding everybody and trying to get various people to take this. I believe that they probably crushed up something and put it in with them. As soon as that was ingested and inhaled, it instantly hit her. Probably a lot faster than it would have even in a drink. Because in a drink, it takes time to go through your system, you know, but it's generally not that long. So that's where I'm thinking something probably happened, was that something was crushed up and mixed up in that Mary appeared to be so inebriated, couldn't walk straight, couldn't talk. Many people said they saw this at around 10, 11 o'clock at night. There was also one last text message that was sent to her boyfriend Jagger at 10:30. I don't know if that was her that texted him. And it's really odd that we aren't able to get some sort of video footage of who it was that was on that phone that was doing that text at that exact time. And I realized that that would take a lot of time and manpower and probably some money in regards to cracking this type of thing. But I think that there are definitely some people who know a lot more than what they're stating. I kind of feel concerned about the fact that her mom seemed to talk about her in the past tense right away in that gathering and stuff before they had found the vehicle. And I want to also say, like, it was really odd that the people that were there when the mother was talking and giving an interview, no one was paying attention. Nobody was listening to her. And that gathering was supposed to be like a vigil for Kiely, and no one was standing around the mother to listen to what she was saying. It looks really suspicious and odd to have her pleading and saying things in past tense before she ever even knew if there was a past tense. Now, I totally want to give some props to, because the police came, of course, and did their full sweep, right? They checked everywhere. They had search people, and they checked in the waters surrounding Boca Reservoir in and around Lake Prosser. And yeah, there was water there that was 50 feet deep that she absolutely could be under, kind of thing. And so the police, you know, did their search as best as they could. However, an amazing group called Adventures with Purpose, they actually came out with their equipment, and within 40 minutes, they were able to find Kiely Rodni's vehicle flipped upside down in the water, like literally 15 feet from the shore. Now, here's why I think that the officers weren't able to see it. I think that because it was the undercarriage that was facing up, that's why they weren't really able to see it. And in all honesty, they probably don't have top notch stuff. All of the departments in every country try to make do, because it is expensive technology, right? It's not cheap. And when you're counting on, you know, provincial or federal funds, that sometimes isn't very much to work with. So I understand why they maybe didn't have the top notch equipment, but I feel like they could have been a little bit more thorough too, considering how close she was to the shore. When they pulled the car out, it was very noticeable though that the front window was down or broken, and the front driver's side mirror was smashed off. So clearly something had to have happened before that vehicle even went in there. I don't know what. Nobody knows what at this point right now. No one's speaking from the party. I really encourage, though, if there is anyone out there that does know what happened, to step forward. Kiely deserves that justice. But I have a couple of big questions that I would like to know. I want to know when we're going to get to see the autopsy report, because I'd like to know if she had any water in her lungs, or did she go into the water already? Odd was that she was found all the way in the hatch. And I don't know. I don't think that it would be plausible for her to have moved from like the front or even the back seat all the way into the hatch. I mean, it's currents, right? And the car did flip, so I guess there is some likelihood that that may have happened. The other thing that was really, really awful was that when they pulled the vehicle out, they had flipped it over, right side over, and there was a bunch of belongings that were inside the vehicle that of course floated out as soon as that car flipped over. And so the underground of that lake crosser wasn't really checked after the vehicle was pulled out. So again, I kind of feel like that was like a missed opportunity, and something that officers should be more thorough about, I would imagine. I mean, this is a girl who had her whole life ahead of her that suddenly now I would hope that they're more thorough type investigations, no matter who that's going to get in trouble. You know, taking someone's was given washed up medication inside them that would have hit her right away. So I feel like there are a lot of people that probably know a lot more than what they're saying, and that maybe because they're worried to get somebody in trouble. But I think the long-term effect of holding on to information that took someone could be detrimental to your mental health and well-being. And I would imagine that over time that would deteriorate in the form of guilt and shame. And you know, I think that this isn't over, and we are probably still going to hear a lot of details. I just hope that we bring the right people to justice and get Kiely Rodni the justice that she deserves. She deserves that in her wake. So, you know, it was very early hours on August 6th when suddenly she was no longer able to be gotten a hold of. You know, there was one last text message at 11:30, and we don't know if that was in fact Kiely that sent that. Jagger did talk to her around 10:30, but we don't know if that was her that had messaged around 11:30 or not, because of some people's account, like their what do you call it? Their eyewitness of seeing Kiely acting very inebriated and out of control, couldn't talk, couldn't walk. I do know that that is an effect of the date, and I do know that that is a side effect where you lose ability to, you know, your motor skills, and you can't walk, and you can't talk, and you're completely out of it. And to other people at the party, it may have just looked like she had had too much, but you know, I think that the people who really know her and stuff, this was out of character. She wasn't somebody who is, you know, irresponsible to be getting behind the wheel if she was intoxicated or inebriated in any way, shape, or form. She was a pretty responsible girl, and like I said, lining up to be a medical student. So I would imagine she would be keeping herself healthy and safe, but she may have smoked something that had something in it, and that could very well be the missing key of what happened to her. But we need to hold somebody accountable. Someone did this and it had a bad effect. And now, you know, someone's lost their... What else have you maybe heard? I would love to hear your comments. And yeah, let's keep this case in the forefront, because someone needs to be held accountable. This is unacceptable for this girl to have her whole life ahead of her, and for that to just be taken away, you know, and then try to cover it up. Yeah, no, that's not okay. So stay tuned. I will be following more details on this case. And like I said, tell me your thoughts, because this is one wild case and there's a lot of unanswered questions for sure. I certainly hope that the people that were there are some that will come forward, and that knowledge of knowing what happened in the final minutes or hours of Kiely's life and stuff. I don't think that you're going to be able to maintain a normal life having that kind of weight in your mind and in your heart. And I'm sure that the people are going to try to forget about it, but over time I guarantee that that's going to wear down, and people are definitely going to be feeling remorse in certain ways, and probably some guilt. So I encourage that if you were one of those people that were at the party, to do the right thing in the name of Kiely and let the authorities know. And you can try to be anonymous and stuff like that, but if it's going to have to go to trial and things, I mean, even then though, you can ask for it to be closed off from the defendant, where it's just like the lawyers, and your voice could be altered and you could be on a screen in another room type of thing. So there are ways that you can get around having this individual, whoever this individual was, or individuals that took this, young lady's life. If they're responsible, they should be held accountable. And I don't think that people are going to be able to sleep well at night for the rest of their lives if they have some knowledge on this case. You'd have to be pretty heartless to forget something like that, and someone losing their life over that. I know I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I hope to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching True Stories with me, and I'll see you guys again for another one. Bye for now.